All right. So this is Jacob Love, and this is my final presentation. So for my final, I essentially did a extension of the game we did for our first project, and my game is a branching text-based adventure game that's based around a character, George, and I'll just sort of show you how it works real quick, and then let me run this. All right, so it starts out with just a basic asking if you want to play, and then it has a menu offering to load a save. Definitely the trickiest part about this whole game was I implemented a save system where you can save at any time and load any of those points, which took a significant amount of time. And I'll talk about it a little bit more later. I'll just start going through this. So it sort of just takes you through a basic adventure scenario, and then I'll show the save system really quick. So if I click 0 and press enter instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 or whatever, it'll cut me out of the program. And then if I go and run it again, and I load up that save, it'll bring me back, if you notice, right where I was in this, going over to the desk. And then I can keep playing like normal. And then, so that's the basic idea behind the game. It's a fun little kind of tongue-in-cheek sort of thing, kind of like if anybody's ever played the Stanley Parable. It's a very similar idea. As far as like code goes, there's a couple different things. There's some puzzles in the game, and the puzzle is generated by kind of the same way that we generated our shapes, and actually the puzzles are saved. Let me just load one up. So if you succeed or fail on a puzzle, you can get that, you can save that. So it's similar to our puzzle that we made with the 5-digit numbers. It's a slightly different mechanism of learning how, figuring out the code, but it's a similar idea from the coding perspective itself. And if I exit here, and then I'll pull up my save file really quick. Well, I guess I'll go 0. And then, so I'll save it. I can pull up the save file on my other screen. I'll move it over. So this was the puzzle ID. This was actually the correct solution. And it says that it failed. Now, the other thing that I think I should talk about here is the save system. So the save system, the way it works is there's a save ID. This tells the program what text it's supposed to be saying at any given time. So all the time there's a running save ID that gets updated, and it tells it what it's supposed to say. Then there's all the puzzles that you failed or succeeded in. They all get printed out. And then I have a line called stop, which is just to show me that it's done printing out the save ID and all the puzzles. And this is where the really tough part comes in. And it doesn't look like much right now because we only did a couple actions, but it records every single action you take up until you save. And then whenever you load the game, it runs back through all those actions and just doesn't display anything. So it has this little mechanism that I've written up here, that is at the beginning of each of my menus. And it will record whatever you put in, and then it will save. When you save, it will load those onto the save file. And then when you load it, it makes two separate lists, linked array lists, split right at that stop point, and uses those as how to figure out where you're supposed to be. So that's the basics behind the game. It was a fun little project, and took a lot more time than it probably should have. And I think that's it.